your consent before. What is going on? All right, so
Hello.
hello. So, just so everyone knows, I am talking to Jessica Hansen, or Jess, who is an amazing artist and
Wow.
someone
Thanks.
who's become my friend of late because we've bonded over Reddit avatars.
We
Um,
have.
so, I am super pumped. We're going to just talk about Jess, do a little bit of an artist profile, and have some fun. So,
I'm
Jess,
nervous.
what is going on?
Um,
What is
Nothing much, just doing my thing. Doing my thing
doing?
every day.
Yep. So, I think we'll get right into it. I
Sure.
mean, how was so the biggest thing that I know you've done is Reddit avatars in Gen 5, and you
Yes.
had some amazing ones. So what's your reaction? How are you feeling about it? All of that good stuff.
I mean, I am just blown away every time. I would literally be happy to sell any of them. And the fact that I sold out again is just, I don't know. I'm so
You're like
shocked.
getting teary-eyed.
No, I really have. No, every single launch night or launch day, I absolutely get teary-eyed. I get so excited and I get overcome with emotions, but I'm emotional person anyway. But yeah, I am just so shocked. There's no other way to say it. I'm just shocked. I can never predict what's going to happen. But this gin was kind of different than the other one. I've only done one other one. I feel like I've been doing this for years. But this gin was different because I was originally only going to do Phantom because it was spooky and Phantom
Mhm.
is spooky. And I had a few people, you being one of them, talked me into doing Eclipse. So I was like, okay, I think I can make an Eclipse spooky, and the Eclipse had just happened. But
Mhm.
so I ended up putting him in, and then last minute, I was just like, full send them all. So I thought Phantom was going to be a real popular one, and
Mhm.
obviously the opposite happened. Eclipse and Blee sold out so fast. I just can't even believe it, to be honest.
I was shocked. I mean, I don't want to say I was shocked. It was because I saw Eclipse and I knew it was going to sell quickly. But I knew it would sell quickly and be one of the first to sell out, in my opinion. But I was shocked at how quickly it actually did sell out,
I
which was super.
know.
It was so cool.
It was fun. It was crazy. But it's so funny because with Facet and Eclipse, I didn't put my full effort into doing the traits and stuff. So I always think that no one's gonna want them because I mean Facet has nothing besides the heart.
It's
Okay.
beautiful
And
though.
so I thought, I was like, oh my gosh, no one's gonna want this because there's nothing to play with. And that one literally sold out, I think, in 9 minutes last time.
Oh wow, I didn't know it sold out that quickly.
Yeah, it was the first one. It was the first one to go, actually.
Wow.
Um, well, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong. I don't want to be wrong, but I
I,
know it's
I I wasn't keeping a timer, so it was definitely quick.
I
That
was. I wasn't timing Facet to
yeah.
sell out. I think I've told this story before. I went to go buy Zero, and then I went to go buy Muse, and then I was like, I'm not going to buy Facet because he's, for the people or whatever. But when
Hmm.
I went to go look, it was like 3 had sold, and this was all within 9 minutes. Okay,
Hmm.
and I was like, oh, no one's buying him. I was like, okay, I'll buy him. So by the time I minted it, or by the time I bought it, it minted on number 47, and when I went to refresh and go look back, he was gone. I was like,
Wow.
wait, something's wrong here.
I was going to say, like, you better have got your own. Like,
Yeah, I did.
artists have to buy their own. I feel like that.
Yep.
Um, but okay, that's very cool. So let's talk a little bit about your past. No, that sounds funny. Your journey. That sounds
My
better.
past.
Yeah, no, your journey. So you're a full-time artist, right?
Yep, I am. It's a weird life. I didn't live this life forever.
Yeah.
I started as a nurse, And yeah, my daily life like couldn't be more different than it was before. Like I told you, it was like 1 o'clock. I was like, I'm just waking up because I stay up till like 5 in the morning. But I'm always been a weird sleeper.
What caused? So I assume you were always interested in art and liked art.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Since I
Would you
was
say
like,
you were a part-time artist? Like
mhm.
while you were a nurse and all of that, you were still
yeah.
doing.
Oh,
So
yeah.
what changed?
Well, I think it was just like, you know, obviously I colored when I was little forever.
Mhm.
And then, you know, I don't even know when I started painting actually, but I would always do like little paintings for people. They're like, oh, can you paint me this? Can you paint me this? And I've done that forever. In nursing school, I did this huge project. I donated a bunch of paintings to the Garrison Institute of Aging. And it was like, that was like the biggest thing that I had done that so far.
Mhm.
And then it was kind of like once I got to be a full-time nurse, nurses full-time is 3 days a week, 3 shifts
Mhm.
a week. Granted, they are 12 hours.
I was gonna say
But
that. Yeah, it's not an
yeah, you get
easy
4
3
days
days.
off. So I started just fiddling around again, doing art. And, you know, obviously the commission part kind of picked up. So I would do little jobs here and there of all kinds of stuff. And then it wasn't until I would say, honestly, the past year, I've gotten really, 2 years, I've
Mhm.
gotten really serious about art. And, you know, then I started making just, when you're a nurse, you're kind of capped. This is how much money you can make, you know? And with
Mhm.
art, you know, the harder you work, the more money you can make. So, and
I'm
I'm
gonna
not,
say the better you are too.
yeah,
But no.
that's
Because
so,
I could work very hard and not make very much money. So
that's true. Yeah. So, pretty much just started doing it full time. Reddit helps a lot with that. Like,
really,
you know, yeah,
was
just
it
because
through the
it's
avatars or was it through other channels before the avatars?
as far as what?
Like jumping into full time. So like someone like an avatar artist like so Tyler Faust, who I
Mhm,
know you're close with,
mhm.
or Rojam, they were artists with a following on Reddit, and then they made avatars, and it boosted them. So for you, the question was like, were you an artist on Reddit and then did avatars, or it was the avatars that started the, or I would say helped the thing or whatever, gave a boost in the ability, I would say.
Yeah. So the first time I'm like, I mean, when you're an artist and you're super sensitive like me, I'm like, can't handle criticism very well. So it's always really scary to like put my art out there, you know? And so
Mhm.
the first time I ever posted anything to Reddit, like with my art, was a little furry snoo that I posted, I think, on Avatar Trading. It was like, you know, just the first thing I ever posted. And then after that, I posted like a video I made of one of my paintings, and I kind of got more into it. But yeah, I definitely was not known on Reddit literally whatsoever for anything.
You were known on Vine though.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So I guess one question. So it's funny. So for those watching, Jess was, I would say, semi-famous. You had a substantial following, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
It was a little
So
crazy time in my life.
uh,
It used to be really cringe for me to talk about, but as I'm getting older, I'm like, hey, that was like a fun, crazy thing I did. But you know, yeah.
I was gonna say like I'm thinking so. Other artists do giveaways and they have fun stuff on Reddit, and then I always get so excited when I see yours because you can see that you love the camera and the
I do.
performative art part of it.
I
Like,
really do. You should see. I have a evening gown with fur facets.
you have
Facets
a what?
An evening gown with fur.
Oh my! To do a giveaway video?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Because I don't know if you've noticed, but like I had to theme, I've been theming each giveaway. So I dressed I dressed Zero up in a cowboy hat.
Yep,
And so
I
I
know
did
that.
my country giveaway. And then Muse, I matched Muse too. He was wearing a little artiste hat.
Yep. I saw that.
And then
So.
Facet, I did a little teaser at the end of Muse's video, but it's the Marilyn Monroe Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend. So I'm going very posh and very old Hollywood, baby.
Oh my goodness. I am super excited to see that.
Yeah.
I'm super excited. So outside of art or like within art, what do you do? I mean, you paint. That's basically your thing.
Well, I do everything. I mean, I'm talking everything. Am I am like raging ADD, okay, since a young child. So if you know anyone with like real bad ADD, they are all over the place. That typically that's where I'm kind of, that's how I make a living is I do commission paintings. So like through word of mouth, people will be like, hey, I saw you did a painting for so and so, and I'm interested in a painting as well. And they will give me just whatever they want a painting of, and I try to paint it. So I'll do like a mock-up, I'll send it to them. I'm like, is this close? And they're like, oh, do this, change this, change this. Some people are super chill. They're like, whatever you want as the artist. I'm like, I'm just trying to please you, so I need more direction. But yeah, I pretty much do commission paintings. The few times that I haven't, I've always made something really cool, which the last thing I did was my Light Up Dallas painting. So I've done the city of Dallas, this Dallas skyline 4 times. And I've done like a black and white one. And I did one before, like for an art show, and I sold it. Anyways, pretty much lit that one up like real life so that it looks like Dallas in the day, and then it looks like Dallas at night when you turn all the lights off. But I put it on social media and I tagged Reunion Tower, which is like the iconic, recognizable building in downtown Dallas that's like a huge ball that lights up. And I tagged them in it, and they commissioned me to paint one. So that's like, and I really gave that thing like my blood, sweat, and tears. They take so long. They take months to do.
I'm sure I've seen it. It's so cool.
And it's mainly because of the buildings. Like painting buildings is I don't know if I'll ever do another one, to be honest. For the right price, maybe.
It's like I love it. And I'm not even from Dallas.
Thank you so much.
You live in Dallas right now. Have you
do?
always lived in Dallas?
No, I always just claim Southern America because I was born in Alabama, but I was actually raised on a farm in Oklahoma.
Okay.
It's a blueberry farm. And if you live
I didn't know they grew blueberries in Oklahoma.
Oh yeah, they sure do. So I spent all my summers like hauling hay and weeding berries and picking berries and running the.
Okay,
People come to the farm. It's like a you pick berry farm.
So
people come and they pick their own berries, and we weigh them.
I'm from Massachusetts, and like Maine blueberries are all I ever knew.
Yeah, the tiny ones.
Yeah,
they're tiny.
Yeah, they're delicious.
Wild. They grow everywhere there. I've been to Maine. Where in Maine?
I'm not from Maine. I'm from Massachusetts. I'm just saying I only knew Maine blueberries. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Massachusetts. Well, it's the same geographical area.
It's close enough. Yeah.
But you guys have the tiny ones, right?
Yeah, the little itty bitty ones.
Yeah, those are the ones that I saw when I was in Maine.
Yeah, those are the ones that I like to eat. They're easier. They're like less of a commitment, I feel like.
Freaking huge babies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, that's funny. So, were there only farms? Like not only farms, only blueberries on the farm?
No, we had cattle. We have goats. They don't do anything though. My grandpa just got those like for the kids to play with, and then hay, like hauling hay.
Have you seen the show Clarkson Farms? Oh my goodness! So you know who Jeremy Clarkson is? Do you?
No. I don't watch any TV. I'm like the weirdest person ever. I know.
Okay, so Jeremy Clarkson is a British TV personality that did the show Top Gear. So he was all about racing cars and driving cars fast. He decided to buy a farm and run the farm himself. And he runs the farm like a person who has never run a farm before.
I know
So
it's a lot of work. That's
oh
what
my
I
goodness. Yes, so he didn't know it was a lot of work, and he also made decisions the funniest. So like he bought for his farm a massive Lamborghini tractor, like absolutely huge, and he said, "Yeah, so I can like drive faster through the fields and plow better and like all this stuff."
I
He
didn't even know Lamborghini made tractors.
apparently they do, and he
I bet
probably
that
spent
thing was expensive.
he it was just the show itself was so funny because all of the decisions he made were, like the typical blue collar guy that he ended up making more work for himself, not
Oh yeah.
knowing. So,
I
like,
mean, that's even if you're not a blue collar person. Even if you're a real farmer,
yeah,
you'll always
well,
make more work for yourself.
he bought goats and sheep because he didn't want to have to mow. So he's like, oh, I can just buy them and then they'll eat the grass and I won't have to do anything, not realizing that there's a whole bunch of upkeep costs to all of it.
Oh
But
yeah. Oh yeah.
things break, but it's a fun show.
That's awesome. I should check it out if I
You
ever
should
watch.
check it out. You would probably laugh even harder at like how dumb it is, like because you know
Ah.
that world. But what inspired you for art? I guess like
What
who
inspires
inspired?
me?
Yeah, who inspired you? Because
I mean, first of all, like the stuff I do for painting, I wish I was one of those artists that could just like paint from their soul and like whatever comes in their mind and their heart, they'll paint. I can't do that. I don't know why. I've just never been able to. So I like to say the internet inspires me, or the people who are like asking for commissions. They'll kind of they'll be like, oh, I kind of want like, okay, the one that I'm working on now. They're like, I want a lion family. And I want them positioned in a certain way and I want it black and white. So I'll be like, all right, find 10 pictures on the internet. Tell me what you like about them. Send them to me. And then I'll kind of make your mock-up. Like for avatars, I'm like, okay, what? Like for facet, I was like, okay, obviously these people like fancy stuff. Like I haven't seen like a diamond snoo yet, or I haven't seen a diamond avatar. I know Julia Jules. I felt she was more like crystals and gems, which was like a different. I don't know. I know people say they're similar, but facet's
it's no, it's funny you
internally
say that
flawless
because
diamond.
it's similar, and I never drew the connection between the two because Julia Jules, I did think she was more like ice. Like,
Okay, yeah.
and there's why can't I think of the other Gen 1 avatar that was ice based? I'll find it. I'm gonna look on my other screen. But okay, so well, I'm doing that. So
Anyway, so yeah, normally
other
I'm
people inspire you. So, but do it like from a young age, what inspired you? I mean, you colored, but
I
what
don't
do
know
you
what to say.
put an affinity towards it?
Let me think. Who inspired me? Oh my God. I don't even know. I have this like weird mental block, or not even a mental block. It's just like I feel like I can't be proactive on stuff. I like want to do stuff that's different so bad when it comes from me. Like if I'm doing commission pieces, that's like a whole different. But like I have this like dire need to like do something different and like original, like that people have never like I want people to look at my stuff and be like, I like that. That's clever or something
What?
like that.
It's funny you say that. I haven't said it lately because I haven't thought about it. But when I was in my early 20s and people are like, what's your biggest fear? Mine was to be unoriginal. Like it was actually like a fear. I don't want to be boring. I need
Yeah. Oh,
to
me either.
like I need to do something different. I like what can I do to and I was never an artist, but it was like basically I probably gave my mother more heart attacks than like she wants to admit. But of like, how can I push the boundaries? Like, what can I do that people will go, I haven't seen that before. That's something I hadn't thought of. So
Yeah, I'm the same way, which kind of like prevents me from doing a lot of stuff because I'm like, oh, I don't want to paint that. Like someone's already done that, which is I need to like get over that. But I don't know. I don't have like a one person that inspires me. I grew up on the internet, okay? From the time I was in 5th grade on, I'm like, I've been obsessed with the internet. I can like absorb so much content and I like store it away in my brain and I pull it out. Like when I'm trying to think of ideas, it's like, oh, I really liked how this one person did this. And I really liked how this other person did this. I'm going to see if I can like combine them somehow. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if I'm like inspired by like one person. I'm just,
Yeah, no, it's funny. It's you draw inspirations from different sources. I think I would feel that's kind of me. Like I can give you a list of like I don't know 25 people who have influenced the way that I think and like what
yeah,
I like to do. But that's also not like this person and this person and this person and this like all of those things. It
right,
doesn't make for a good answer. Not like I was inspired by my uncle. Like,
right, right. I will say neither of my parents are really artistic. They're both like creative, but my great grandma was actually a painter, and so was her mom. So I have some of her paintings here.
that's really
My
cool.
aunt, she's also a painter. Yeah. And no one else in my family does that kind of thing. So I'm like, maybe it does get passed down in genes, and maybe I like got that, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I'm really I don't know if I would say I'm like inspired by someone.
Mhm. Okay.
Particular.
No, that's totally fine. And I looked up, it was Butterfly of Diamonds was the other avatar that
Okay. I'd have to see a picture of them, honestly.
I can do that one. I don't need Instagram for that, but let's go ahead and share my screen on OpenSea. That looks like it. This is my first time. Okay. Yeah. So again, very different than Facet.
Right, right, right. Yep.
But it's a I would say it's a diamond avatar.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Yeah.
Um but no, Facet was definitely unique, but it is funny that I love your process. I know you've said it so many times before, but like I love that I you're the only artist that separates as one for the mashers, one for the art fans, and one for the collectors. How
Yeah.
did how did you come to that? Like, here's what I'm going to do because it's super. You said you did it, and it's so obvious to me. Like, but
Mhm.
no one else has done it, and it wasn't obvious before you did it. Like, oh, like you said it, and it's just something that clicked. So what led you to that decision of like, here's what I'm going to do. This is what's going to crush.
Right. Well, okay, so I had posted I had just written a children's book for my niece, which was supposed to be like a cutie little project that I was going to get printed one time for her. And that
Mhm.
exploded. And of course, this is very typical fashion for me, but I turn it into like you can buy the book like in Barnes and Noble and Amazon and all of that
Oh,
now. Well, I had posted that it was for sale, and Tyler had seen it and was like, hey, I hadn't talked to him in a long time. We had like touched base here and there
mhm.
about like, little art stuff, but he was like, hey, do you want to, have you ever been on Reddit? I was like, yeah, I'm literally got it pulled up on my computer right now. And he's like, oh, well, like, I wonder if you would be interested in making like avatars. And I was like, I don't even know what this is. Where can I learn more? And I'm not joking. When I say that I get obsessed with something, it's unrelenting obsession, okay? My entire life turned into red avatars. Probably within 3 days of learning it, I had already started making facet. That was the first thing that I knew I was going to do because I had looked through the entire shop, okay? And this was after Gen 3. This was like right after Gen 3 had dropped.
So
Or
there
maybe
were
a little
a
before.
few hundred in there that you were looking through.
Yep, I was looking through all of the ones that were in there. And one thing I noticed, I was like, I need fur. Where's the fur in this place? Like, there's nothing that's like furry. And then I was like, okay, they obviously like the fancy stuff. So I started to try and.
I guess when you say you look through the shop, and this is just a curiosity question for me, did you also know about OpenSea in the secondary market?
No.
So it was literally just the shop.
But I saw which ones were sold out, which I took very important note of. Okay.
Yeah, so it would have been Gen 3
In
you
the
saw
shop.
which.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
I think I was able to look at all of the avatars.
Yeah, Gen 1 and Gen 2 were all sold out. That's why I was.
Yeah, yeah. So I started like trying to figure out, and then I'm not joking. Every single comment, every single post in any of the avatar trading subs, like any of the subs that have to do with avatars, I read it. I've read every single one.
Now I know why you go to bed at 5 a.m.
Exactly. Like, you're getting it. Yeah. So I just started like trying to find like a pattern, because I was like, okay, how, if I'm supposed to make 3, like, how am I going to make 3? Like, and so, and it was kind of like during the time where everyone was complaining like about, you know, the too much
whatever, people are
yeah,
never happy,
all
but
kinds of things. Yeah. And then of course I was seeing all the mashups and stuff, and then, you know, people in the comments were like, well, I'm only in it for the art, I'm not trying to, you know, sell anything or make any money, like I really want it for the art. So I was like, okay, I kind of see a pattern here. I was like, I see people who are obsessed with mashups. Okay, I see people who are wanting it as a collector, like wanting to either make money or collect like certain numbers of certain avatars, or like, you know, and then the people
there's a collection aspect and everyone wants to collect something different, but
right. And then I saw the people who are like, well, I'm just in it for the art, that's how everyone should be. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna make, and I even tried to like find another group, and I was like, I just can't really like, I can't find another people.
It's
like
funny, I can't think of another group either, but
yeah. So I kind of just went on from there, and then I was like, okay, Fast, it's going to be for the collectors, and I'm going to prize him and mint him like a collector item. And then, you know, Zero is going to be for the mashups, and I'm going to like price and mint him like how a collector, or how a person doing mashups.
You can get it in $10. Like if you want to mash, it's not
right. And there's plenty like it won't sell out or anything like that.
Most people won't think twice about getting it if they like it and want to mash with it, basically.
Right. Yeah. And then the people who are there for the art, I was like, I'll just find a happy medium. And I'll tell you what, I thought Muse was going to crash and burn. I was like, no one's going to like this.
I love Muse so much.
Like,
it's funny you say you did it for the art too, because I mean, with the paintbrush, with all the colors, it's the first avatar that it's funny because it's, I don't even think it was, I don't mean this in a bad way. It wasn't a great art piece. It was a piece that people would buy to demonstrate they love the art behind it. Like it was a meta piece for the people who love the art. It like it was an obvious like, oh, this speaks to me.
Right. Like, and it was like I kind of thought, I was like, okay, the people who are in it for the art, it was almost like I'll use that category to do stuff that like I want to do. Like that's the little piece that will speak for me, you know? And that's why Muse came about, because I was like, well, I'm a painter. Maybe I can do like a paint one. And oh my God, Muse was very annoying to make. Okay. I ended up making a brush on Procreate that will look like 3D paint, and I did a bunch of touch-ups and stuff to him. And literally Muse he had no accessories at all, and it got sent back, it got kicked back to me, and they're like, hey, you have to like make the shoulder go up higher, and I had like a paint splash as like a hair, and they're like, that's not hair, you got to send it back. So I was like, crap. And I made, during the revision, the pencil sketch and the paintbrush.
Well, like, so I know it might be annoying, but thank God Reddit did that to you.
Yeah. Oh, no, I love when they send revisions. Only recently with Bleed, they were like, hey, you can't have like a full body. I was like, listen, I have to have this.
You can't have a full body?
Like they're kind of strict with like, so for his feet layer, I have the whole snoo filled out. And then you know, because the stacks of Bleed lined up change how he looks or whatever. And they were like, oh, you need to have this different. And I'm like, no, I can't. You don't understand. I want this really bad. You have to please. I was like, ask again. So they're like, okay. So, that's and that funny. They said yes, thank God.
You said, trust me, I'm the artist. Like, I know what people want. That's funny.
Right.
No, I think it's fun too. I mean, I haven't seen many. I know I had a mashup with all 6 of yours, but I think they
I
all
know,
go
I
so
loved
well.
it.
It was cool too because I think there's something. I mean, I would say a degen like would be all 3 of like the mashers, the
Oh, you
collectors,
are.
and so
Yeah,
like, but
I would
like
say
so,
that too.
but the one thing that I like started doing, and it's funny because your avatars do it really well, is okay, this artist has all of these in a collection. How can I use all of their avatars in one? And like it's a fun little challenge to me that is like, okay, how can you put things together? And it's just it makes it so much fun to go like these layers go on each other. And I think with even the changes Reddit's making to their program, which is probably the worst kept secret. So I think it's weird because I think some people think they're not supposed to happen, and I hear other people say like, "Oh yeah, no, Reddit's made that public." So I'm like, I don't know what to believe yet.
What is it? What specifically are you talking about?
Like the release schedule that artists can do.
Oh yeah, I think it's public knowledge now. I don't know.
Yeah, but they,
I don't want to say anything because I don't want to get in trouble.
I've seen pictures from the Reddit website that have it. So if it's not supposed to
Okay,
be
well
out there,
then
it is.
we should be good.
But I think it'll be like really cool to see artists kind of take that, and with having a close release schedule, they can make related avatars for mashing. And I think that's really cool. Like you can have a $5 avatar, $5 avatar, and a $5 avatar like week after week after week. And it's not expensive, but it's just fun for people. And I think one thing that was really, really cool being around from the beginning was all the fun people were having. And then, like you talked about in Gen 3, it was weird. It was so much fun in Gen 1 and Gen 2, but then people made a whole bunch of money and it became less about the fun and more about the money. In
Right.
Gen 3, people were saying, like, oh, this is stupid. I'm not making money. Like, well, that's you were having fun mashing when you didn't even know that you could make money.
Right.
Like, and I think
Right.
bringing the fun back is kind of key for if people aren't having fun, then I know that no one's ever going to make money. And like, so it's like, no, let everyone have fun, and then those who are here to make money, they can make money and whatever.
Yeah.
But it's
I
also
I love this whole group of people. I don't know what is the thing that everyone has in common, but everyone is, I mean, obviously avatars is one of the things they have in common, but the other is like everyone is so nice. Everyone in this whole place is like always so nice and complimentary. It's like giving me like this false sense of like, oh, the whole internet is nice.
I was on a Twitter or X space earlier talking about Reddit avatars, and it was so interesting. So it was Reddit avatars, and then they're on the Polygon network. And it was really interesting because there were a lot of people from Polygon on it and different NFT projects. And I have a few, and like I like it. And it's this feeling that you get when you just have people that I hate the word vibes. I feel like it's super cringy, but it's like it's just good vibes
I love the
everywhere.
word
Like
vibes.
I don't know any other word to use, and I hate the word like toxic behavior and toxicity, but it's like you don't see that anywhere. You don't see like yeah, you can see people. I mean, occasionally you'll get people mad at Reddit for doing stuff, but
Sure.
what's different too that I think is there's actually people behind the project, like they're your avatars or they're Tyler's avatars or they're Chipperdoodle's avatars. And like I think that might be one thing that makes it a little bit more civil, because now I'm not saying bad things about this bad corporate company is greedy, blah blah. Like it's like no, and I think one thing too is there is that community feel where you're doing this talk with me, and like the artists are super involved, so everyone's like, oh no, that everyone's genuinely a good person. So it's like, oh no, I can't.
Yeah.
Maybe they made a bad decision and priced their avatars too expensive with too many mints, but like it's not like you're trying to steal from people. It's just like, oh, I thought people would like this and they didn't. Like, whatever. I'm not going to say bad things about you. And then
Right.
I
Yeah.
also think the moderators of avatar trading are really, really good. And they're like, I'll give Oni a pat on the back and like all of that. Like, it's
Rainbow. I'm like obsessed with that lady.
yeah.
Rainbow. She did my entire sub. Oh my gosh, she's like the nicest person in the whole world, and she's so chill about it. I'm like, don't you know how nice you are? You're like amazing.
It's
I
really
love
funny.
literally.
She asked to put my
Literally,
YouTube channel. She's like, "Hey, if you want to put your YouTube channel like on the Avatar sub, like
I
we can do it." And I'm like,
know.
"Oh, cool. Like, what will that cost me?"
She's
She's like,
so
"Nothing." I'm like, "Oh,
no.
okay. Like that's cool."
I know. I will sing her praises forever. I'm
Yeah,
obsessed with them.
but
But
like building
yeah,
that like
everyone is
fun,
so nice.
loving. I don't know. It's great. So
Yeah, it really is. I like sometimes like I love to like comment back on people's stuff,
mhm.
and it's important to me because I don't know, whenever I comment on someone's stuff, it's like, it takes a second out of my day. I'm
Mhm.
like, oh man, I'm so like moved by what this person just posted. I want to comment on it and tell them. So
And it's funny because I feel like some people are worried about their upvote to comment ratio. I'm like, no, you can just say thank you. Like it doesn't matter.
oh, I literally comment on I like reply back to every single person's, but everyone is so nice here. I feel like I'm like saying the same thing all the time, but I really am like being genuine on each one. I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Like this is
Mhm.
just so crazy how nice everyone is. And I just want to talk about the mashups for a second. I
Go
can't
for
even
it.
describe like how much I'm obsessed with them. It's like, first of all, everyone doing the mashups, they're just so clever. Okay. They're so clever. There is absolutely an artistic, like,
I,
trait required to make like a mashup. Okay.
it takes creativity. I saw one the other day. I'll interrupt you for 1 second, but Crypto Grandma, who is a very
Great
good friend
mashup.
of mine,
Great mashup.
he's awesome. By the way, for people knowing, it's actually a guy. He just said Crypto
I've
Grandma.
never known. I'm like, it's an actual grandma. I had an argument with.
No, it's a guy, but when he got into crypto, he felt so technically like stupid that he called himself a grandma. He like not able to operate it, and that and now people think it's a
Wow,
woman.
that's
Like no,
literally me.
it's a dude.
I'm actually
Like,
a real crypto grandma. I don't understand any of it.
but
I like want
he,
to buy a gloop so bad, and I don't know how to do it on OpenSea. And I'm like,
you
can
want to
someone
buy a
just
what?
like a gloop,
Oh,
Penguix gloop? And I'm
after
like,
this call, I'll show you how to do it.
can I just Venmo someone money?
Yeah, honestly, if you want one, I'll do that for you. But I'll show you how to do it. So
Okay,
you can get, yeah,
okay. That would be great. I
like
know
after this call.
Tanner Jesus himself. He literally buys all my stuff on aftermarket, and then I pay him back because I just don't even get it. I don't understand it. I've tried. I've like put a bunch of money on there. I don't know how to do it.
Okay. Well,
But
anyways, what was I saying? Oh, he did one. He took an original meme team avatar with the taco trait and ships Campanile, and he and Ghost Faustling, and he just called it Taco Bell.
oh
Like
my god, I
I
love all this
like it
stuff.
was so clever, and so
That is
that
so
is
clever.
so funny.
I
Like
really liked yours, the artist one. It was so like modern art, baby. Like it was
I had a
so
couple that were artists. I like the pink back. Well,
the pink
partly
background one. Yeah,
the pink background because it's called the artist. Like it just works so well.
I know. I really love that one. There's so many I like. And sometimes like just how it is so cool as an artist seeing what people do with your art, It's just so neat. I love it so much. There's no other like artistic avenue that is similar to that, in my opinion. Like watching people use your art and like making something new with it, especially like that. But it's really crazy. Sorry, I'm going off on tangents.
No,
I'm a rambler.
fine.
But like I think so much in layers now when I'm doing any kind of painting. I'm like thinking of like
funny.
actual layers. Yeah. because I never used to do that as much. And now I'm like, I think
Reddit avatars made you a better artist.
They totally did. It
That's-
got me so hooked on Procreate. Like, I can't even tell. Like, obviously, I was hooked on it before, but it took me to a new level. Because now, half the time when I sit down to like draw something, because I always feel like drawing, but I'm like, what do I draw? And now I just like crank out avatars. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny. I love what Reddit did too, making it for people as opposed to Reddit hiring artists and telling them to make avatars. Like one thing that like this is one of the coolest stories that I heard, and like, well, there's a few really cool ones. Rojam, after Gen 2, basically bought his parents a house with the proceeds or paid off their mortgage. I'm like, that's
my God.
that is an impactful like thing that they did for
it's definitely impactful.
Well, like it's so cool. I was talking to Chipperdoodle last like on a live stream, and he was doing some sort of art, didn't love it, made enough money that he decided to quit his job, went back to school to do something that like is more in the field he wants. And I'm like, that I don't think there's anything better than like giving. You were a nurse and doing whatever, and then like started doing art full time, but then like really accelerated where it's like giving people these opportunities to pursue their dreams is like
that's incredible. I am so thankful to be in this program. I told Tyler, I was like, I owe you like the biggest favor. I was like, I'll take all of your photos for the rest of your life for your family for free, because I did that a long time ago.
Oh my goodness!
We were in class together, I was like, and more. And anytime I get like a job offering and it has anything to do with another artist, I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to pitch Tyler this idea, see if he's interested, and get him hooked up, because I am so thankful to be in this. Like, I can't even describe how thankful I am. And literally, I'm not even joking, I'm a hermit. I never leave my house. Okay. And that's 100% the truth. Like, I don't go out. I don't do anything. All my friends are online. It's literally like this entire Reddit community is kind of like my only friends.
That's like, funny. I feel like all my friends are online is a great song name, but yeah.
Say it again?
I said all my friends are online is a great song name by like
you're right.
like a pop punk.
No, that's
song.
literally my life.
Yeah.
All my friends are literally online.
I can resonate with that. I was so happy when I found out Chipperdoodle lived 20 minutes from me. I was like,
yeah, you told me that.
We can hang out. Like, but it is funny because I do feel like all my friends are online, and like, why do I connect with people that like aren't nearby? Like, I meet so many great people online, and like, I live in a major metropolitan area, but like, no one's near.
I'm an introvert, and so I like being able to like. It's like, oh, I'm really wanting friends right now. I could literally just go online. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I've always been like that. I mean, like I said, since I was a young person, my people are online. Does that make sense? Obviously, I do go out.
I get it. No, it is funny.
No, I really don't. I
can be social. But
yeah, I can.
You know what? That is probably what connects the people in Reddit avatars is like this mindset. Like, it's weird too because I don't think it exists anymore. But when I was in the 5th grade, the like person who lived online was a weirdo and had no social skills, and I don't feel like that's the case anymore. Like, everyone has great social skills. It's just applied in a different way. Like, it's people doing what interests them. But
right, yeah, that's true. I mean, I think I was always kind of, I can be social, but like I get so worn out. I'm like, oh, I need to go home and recharge. I need to like go home and decompress from people. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And the internet is like perfect for that, because it's like, all right, done with people for the day. Click. And I can just go be by myself.
Yeah. No, that's very funny. I had something I wanted to say and I just forgot it, but
Oh crap!
it's okay. No, it's
It
okay.
happens to me all the time.
Your lion that you showed me earlier.
Show
If you're
them.
interested, yeah, if you're interested in commission paintings from Jessica,
I don't
this
even
is
know. This is like a horrible picture of it.
it's okay. I think it's awesome. I love it. But yeah,
It's a lion
it's getting
family,
dark. But
but it's
no,
very much in progress. I always paint in layers, and I'm probably on the third layer, and the baby lions are they're on the second layer still. But yeah, it's still, I'll post pictures of it on my social media when I'm finished.
okay,
It's coming along.
you better post it. I know people in Dallas that like would pay money for a commission painting, and I can't be like, oh yeah,
Sell them.
I can't
I'm
send them to your
actually
subreddit because
free
they'll
after
be
this.
like Timmy, I almost like what are you doing? Like I don't get this. I don't want this stupid little guy like weird guy mashed up. Like that doesn't make sense. Like no,
Yeah,
you're gonna see your actual work. But
yeah, I wish it was I wish it was easier to like ship paintings all over the place, but it's just too hard and it's expensive unless I like take the canvas off the stretcher and then they got to figure out how to. So I normally just do like local stuff, but
I'm gonna say, you know what the solution is to just charge significantly more for your painting. So when you charge $100,000 for a painting, people don't care about paying $1,000 to ship it.
I know I want to have it, my art like accessible.
No,
I
I
wish it
get it.
was
I was just
even more
teasing.
accessible. Like this painting is I'm way undercharging because I have to charge for my time, And
Mhm.
this person, I like know them, and
You like them, and
I
yep.
like them, and like I've done lions a bunch of times, so I'm like, I'll just do it for you. I'll just do it I'll give you a little discount. But
No,
they're in the Dallas area, so
it is funny. It's something that I feel like would be well, artists in general. I feel like are more sensitive people, and they have this to do art. You have to have this like good humanity trait. I don't know what it is. I don't think
yeah.
it's really tough to be an artist and to be greedy. Like those two things don't exist
Yeah, I
for the
mean, it's
most part.
possible. It's
It,
definitely possible.
it may be possible. It's impossible, yeah. But it's harder like to create like beautiful art. And then when someone says, "What do I owe you?" or like you are telling them this is how much it's going to charge, it always feels uncomfortable to
Oh,
give
it's
over.
so uncomfortable. Pricing like the Dallas paintings was pricing art in general is quite literally horrendous. Pricing the Dallas paintings was so hard because I literally spent 3 months on one painting. And I'm not talking like, 3 months and I did a little here and I did a little. I'm talking like I was working almost every day, obsessively, which means, in Jessica talk, 10 hours a day.
Mhm.
And, how are you supposed to charge like that? If I charge like hourly, it would be like 40 grand or something, which is it's when I look at it, I don't think that's how much it looks like it's worth. So,
I I don't know if I shared this with you. I used to work with a man by the name of Robert Backrack, who uh,
I don't
his
know.
yeah, so his family is the most famous portrait photography family in America.
Oh,
So his great grandfather photographed Abraham Lincoln, and like he's the only person who took a picture of Abraham Lincoln during the Gettysburg Address. There's only one photo in existence, and
oh,
his great
maybe
grandfather.
that's why his name sounds familiar.
Uh,
I know everything about all of that stuff.
but so yep, so his great grandfather took the photo, and then they photographed every president from Lincoln through George H.W. Bush.
Wow.
They did not photograph Clinton, and he has a funny story about that. And then they photographed George W. He actually took the picture for George W. Bush. So like
Wow.
he and he's done other portrait photography and stuff like that. Like my grandmother's uncle was a senator, and like she showed me a picture and it had like background, and I was like, oh my goodness, this
No
is so
way.
like he
That's
photographed
cool.
Leonard Burns. Like, yeah. So anyway, he was telling me like pricing art, sometimes like people ask what he like, sometimes people will say like, will you do this? What's the number? And he really doesn't want to do it. So he'll just throw out ridiculous numbers, and then sometimes people say okay, and sometimes they don't. Like there was a famous politician and billionaire who wanted to, he photographed him before, and he photographed the guy's grandmother's event, something or other, like birthday party, and he took the pictures, and then they wanted the negatives from it. And like he's like, no, the negatives are mine. Like, I don't do it. And because he got a call from the assistant, and the assistant goes, no, he really wants the negatives. And I think for protection or whatever, like, how much would it cost?
Yeah.
And he said $30,000. And they go, okay, done.
Yes. Oh my God.
He goes, I could have said any number. Like, he just threw out a number that he thought was absurd for the negatives. And when they agreed, he's like, okay. So it was funny. Like, yeah, sometimes when you price art, you just have to say a number.
That's exactly what's going to happen if someone wants another Dallas painting. I'm literally going to be like, I'd probably say 30,000, and I'll do it. Oh my God. I wouldn't maybe not even do it for 30,000, to be honest.
Yeah.
With you.
I used to manage this, Robert,
Horrible.
and he said he had some project that a hospital wanted to do, like he photographed doctors, but before it was on digital, they wanted a digital copy. And like, I might have to take a few days off, but like, I'm like, okay, like, yeah, but they're paying me X amount for, I'm like, it worked out to be like $40,000 for 3 days worth of work. I'm like, I can't be your boss, like, and be a good person if I tell you that time off is not approved. Like, I can't, I can't
crazy.
Yeah, but it is funny, I think. But yeah, so art's very weird because sometimes you look at it and go like, but I think it's, once you make a name for yourself, which I think you're doing, and people like it, it's more possible.
I would love to just be able to like paint whatever I want and see what comes out of me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Instead of like painting stuff for other people. I'm actually working on something right now. I'm playing a lot with lights, and like, you know, it's kind of, I call it my blee painting, because I'm using complementary colors and lights and how they change color with lights on them. So I don't know. We'll see how that turns out. It's in its baby stage. It really hasn't even been born yet. It's still cooking.
It's okay. Good things take time to cook. But
yeah, true.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you get going unless you have anything else you want to add. I looked at the clock. I'm like, we've been going.
I don't think so. I told how much I love everybody in the whole community. I talked about everything, I think.
Yep. I wrote a poem for this, as people can see. We'll end with the poem. I'll do it. You can see it behind.
It's so great. I'm actually so impressed, and obviously I love it because under all my avatars, I write a little poem. And
I know I love your poems on the.
So hung up.
Actually, you know what? No, we're not going to do that yet because I do have a question. So you got way into avatars. What has been your what are your favorite avatars, or one that like isn't yours that really sticks out that you're like, I love this one?
Right.
Or two.
Well, the first one, I love Jesus himself's ? Avatar. Whenever I look at something and I know that I would never be able to like think of it myself, you know, I'm like, I love it so much. And that's just something that I would have never in my like creative imagination come up with something like that. So I love the ? Avatar. And then let's see. The one that I was like so blown away with was ectoplasm. I don't actually know who did it, but I was like, yo, this is so cool and beautiful.
I think
it's like starts with an A. I don't know that.
Like, yeah, there's an art.
I just loved it so much.
Yeah. Ecto. I can't spell. Let's see. It starts with an E. That's not going to help.
An A. I think it starts with an A. And I like wouldn't. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Yep. It's okay. But yeah, no, it's actually, you know what? I'm not going to do bad by. So plasm. Oh no, Mercury. Oh my goodness. Freddie Mercury with the name with it switched.
Medi Mercury. That's who did it?
That's who did it.
What's their artist name on there? Is it the
Medi.
same? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That's
Crap.
who it is. Yeah.
Okay. So
Like I'll prove it to you right now. Let's see.
no, I believe you. I believe you.
See? Oh, can you see it? Yeah.
That's it. That's the one.
Mercury. But no, it's funny. I saw this
That
and I
is
thought
so
it was
beautiful to me. I love that
it's
so much.
it's similar. It's like I saw it and I'm like, it's so similar to Phantom, but with the colors of Blee and Muse. Like in the
Yeah, maybe
background.
that's why
Like
I like it.
it's super cool. No, I am a fan of that one also.
Yeah.
Have you ventured into Gen 1 and Gen 2 after you came in? Or did you not
Oh
figure
yeah,
it out?
when I first got in, I made like an entire spreadsheet of like every single avatar, how I would describe them, or like what the overall vibe of them is. I like wrote if it sold out, who the artist was,
Oh my
what
goodness.
the price was. I made it so like I had a huge like Excel sheet of them. And tried to, that's when I was like, okay, there's none with fur. Like I want a furry little Zero
You have
guy.
a lot of avatars. I just looked you up. I creeped on you. That's funny though. Like,
Oh, I have a bunch. I don't even want to tell you how much I spent.
it's really cool to see. One thing I like is like when artists. I think that's one reason why you do so well, and someone like Tyler does well, and other artists that sell out well. Ships is another one who they. I think that's one of the really nice things is because it's very obvious you're not in it for a payday and then dipping out. Like
It's so fun. Like
you
it's just too
participate.
fun.
You're one of us who has a skill that a lot of us don't have. Is basically what it comes down
Oh
to.
yeah. Oh,
Like it's one of those like, yeah, I like this too. It's super super cool. And then
yeah,
like,
yeah.
but no, it's definitely fun. But awesome. So I will read the poem and then I'll let you go and stay up and work on your painting and do whatever. I will post this probably tomorrow and we can get people to be super excited about hopefully.
Sounds amazing. Are you gonna edit
Before we
it?
go though, where can people find you? Give us your socials.
Okay. It's Jessica Jansen pretty much on everything. On Discord, on Instagram. I have an art Instagram and it's by Jessica Hansen. So it's either Jessica Jansen or it's by Jessica Hansen. So if you can't find me on either or,
Okay.
and
You can go to your Reddit. I'll post your links too in the description of the YouTube video and we'll get it. But this was so much fun. I like this.
Yeah, I had a great time.
We're gonna I'm so excited for your next avatars and whatever happens. No pressure. You don't rush them, but we'll be on the lookout. But all right, Jessica or Jess, we will see you. But I will end with this. So in cirro clouds, my muse takes flight, a phantom's whisper in the pale moon's light. Each facet of your essence, a sweet eclipse, where our shadows dance and love's Blee softly trips. But
beautiful, so clever, so
yeah. I had to really think about it.
That's hard. That was hard to do.
Yeah.
How long did that take you actually?
It took a while. How would I describe? If you have an idea for a painting and you get the idea 3 weeks ago and then you start doing it 3 days, like it's one of those things where it was sitting like in the shower trying to think like that sort of like
it's so clever. It's amazing.
Well, thank you.
I love it.
I
actually need a copy of it. I need to hang it up in here. I was actually just making prints of some of my stuff. See, look, because I like want some avatar stuff around here. You know, it's like that's something that I love doing.
One of the things that I hate that Reddit did is you can't merchandise your avatars because it's their IP. And I'm like, I would buy so many freaking t-shirts.
I know, so would I. Like I've been thinking about that a lot, actually. I'm like, man, okay, like some of the artists, literally from like the goodness of their heart, like Jesus himself, all his cards, they're like so beautiful. They're so professional. They're so nicely done. And he sent me 3 of them. And I made like a nice, a really beautiful like display thing for it. And I was so happy he did, because I was like, oh, cool. I can finally have like some avatar stuff like out on my desk. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I was just making prints of some of my stuff. Look. Oh, there's Eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
And I will need that poem hung up with all my.
All right, I'll get it professionally framed and send it to you. I'll, like,
You don't have to
pretty.
do that. I was actually going to literally send this to you, since I asked you for advice on him before I sent him out into the wild.
Okay, well, you better sign it then.
Oh, well, duh. Of course.
Okay, well, that's awesome.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
You have
This
a great night. It was so much fun. Enjoy.
You too.
Bye.
All right. Thanks so much. Bye.
All right.